Hi, welcome to the channel and congratulations, you got a guitar. And now you need to know what to do with it. What's the first lesson? What is my first lesson? Well, today our first lesson is to get that thing playable. So to get it playable, we got to get it in tune. And to get it in tune, we've got to get it ready. So there's a few things that we need to do to get it ready. Actually, there's two specifically that we're going to talk about. And those are tips number 1 and 2 of tuning your guitar. And we're going to tune our guitars to E standard tuning because that's the basic tuning. And that's what most people like to put their guitars in when they're learning, because all the lessons, or not all of them, but many of them are going to be in that standard E standard tuning. So without further ado, tip number 1 is going to be stretch out your strings a little bit, because if you got new strings, they need to be stretched. So if you look, you can stretch them out like that. You know, don't rip them out or nothing, but you need to give them all a good stretch. You don't have to have the volume up to do that. I do. Right. So now we've got the strings stretched. If you have a tremolo, you can pull it back a little bit. If you got a tremolo, I've got a video for you to be able to put those strings back into tuning, because that's generally going to be a Floyd Rose, or if you do have a floating tremolo, that is Floyd Rose style. I've got a video that'll show you. The link is below. And so the second tip is to make sure that your tuners are tight. And if they're loose, you're not going to maintain your tuning integrity. So what you need to do is take a Phillips head screwdriver, like so. Thank you, Ibanez. And the Phillips head will fit into this Phillips head screw. And you're going to tighten each one of these. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to hold. You're going to have to hold this, because it's going to want to turn, right? As you tighten the screw. So hold it with your index finger and your thumb. Tighten it, fairly tight. And you're going to do that with each one. Okay. Now I've got to get the other side. Right there. We're going to tighten these. And it's okay, because we're going to tune our guitar after we get these tightened. But these will sabotage you if they're too loose. And you will be frustrated because your guitar will not stay in tune. And this will help. And so will stretching those strings. So I've got those tightened, all 6 of mine. Okay, so am I in tune? No. We're going to tune to E standard. So get out your little tuners here. If you have one, these are great to have. And we're going to get this guitar pulled up to E. Where am I at now? I can't even see. I'm close. Okay, there's E. Now to get A, we're going to come up here. Now A's in tune. Okay, now it's time for tip number 3. That is, you're going to have to go back to the first string that you tuned, because it's no longer in tune. Why? That's because this neck is made of wood and it bows. It's sensitive to this tension from the strings, and it bows more than you would think it does. So if you just pushing on it just a little bit. So these strings pulling on it. Go back to your E string and let's look at it, see if it's still in tune. It's still in tune. It's a little low. I want to pull it back up. There it is. A. Now let's go to D. All right, now D's in tune. Now let's go back. Rule number 3, go back to those strings that you've already tuned and let's tune them again. Let's go check these again. That's still good. Tip number 4. As we approach these notes that we're hitting and we want to, ultimately stay at, you want to tune up to that note. And that is for, tuning integrity and stability, because if you tune down to the note, you're releasing tension, and the tension the string will have a greater tendency to go out of tune and to go flat on you. So you always want to tune by tightening the tension, and that being the last action on that string is tightening it. The other thing that you need to know is the note should match the 5th fret of the string above it. So if you take this low E that we have, and we know it's in tune, now the next string is going to be A, and it's going to sound like E when you fret it on the 5th fret. Be sure not to fret these too hard because you'll make it go out of tune. See? I'm just squeezing the string. So fret it gently. Then go up to the A string, 5th fret, and that's what your D is going to sound like. Go to the 5th fret of the D string. This is what your G will sound like. Now, this is the only place where it deviates, and that is on the 4th fret between the G and B string. So you have to go from the 4th fret of the G string to get the sound of the B string. That's really low. And when it's out of tune, you'll hear the dissonance. Hear that? So that's the 4th fret of the G string to get that B sound, a B, open B. And then back to the 5th fret on the B string to get the high E sound. Now let's go back and see. Are we in tune? Now we're in tune. All right. And that's tip number 5. Test it with a chord. If if there's one that's going to be out, I'll pull this one out. Listen to the chord now. That doesn't sound good. So where's that? You go one string at a time. You go one string at a time. Oop, there it is. You bring it up, bring it up to. All right, and now your guitar is in tune. I hope this helped. So your 5 tips are: 1, stretch the strings. 2, make sure that your hardware is tight and not loose. 3, you want to tune up to your notes whenever you're tuning. You don't want to tune down to the note. You want to tune up to it. And then tip 5 is to test with an open chord. So now your guitar is ready to play. Congratulations, you're now a guitarist officially and one of my elite employees. Thanks again for watching, and we'll be talking about chords later on. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if, talking about tuning and how we get our guitars and keep it in tune, and how you can make sure that your guitar is in tune with itself by going through these 5th fret checks. See that chord I'm playing? If you want a chord to play it to, put your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. Put your index finger on the 1st fret of the G string, and then you want the other strings to remain open. If you can see what I've got here. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Keep rocking. You're now a guitarist. You got no choice but to just keep up with this. Do it. Do it.